Hey there, it's Craig. As we enter into Thanksgiving holiday week, it's time to reflect and be appreciative of those that are in our inner circle. So, for this week's show, let's do something special. Let's evaluate your inner circle. Episode 78 is next. Please join me. Thank you for joining me again with the Career Growth Made Easy podcast. I'm your host, Craig Ansell, and this week is something special. It's a good time to pause and reflect amongst all the hustle and bustle that's going on as we prepare for the gift-giving season ahead. With our inner circles, though, who are they comprised of, and what value do they hold? When I think of my inner circle, I think about my immediate family, I think about friends, and even coworkers and peers. There's going to be some of us that have stronger connections than others. Some may have strong family connections. Some of you may have weaker ones. Maybe some family have traveled and are distant to you. And others might have very strong friendship networks. I know I have a couple solid, very close friends, and then also some very strong peers and colleagues at work. We do spend quite a bit of time at work, whether it's in offices or service positions, what have you. And they say your job is your second home. That's because if you take a look at how much time you spend, you easily spend 8 to 10 hours a day in most positions with people you work with. Then when you come home, you have a few hours left of energy. Then you shut down, go to sleep, and start back up right again. So it's no wonder that our inner circles can be comprised of friends, family, as well as coworkers. So, with regards to your friends and peers, do you have solid, valuable people in your lives that are reliable? Those that can act as a solid foundation to make greater potential connections elsewhere, to possibly even grow your network more broadly and more strongly. You can find help through your network in the most unlikely places. Think about all the skills and values that your friends have. And if you've ever been in a stuck situation, have any of your friends ever helped out? Were they there for you? Was it just because they provided moral support? Or was it possibly they had a particular skill set or knowledge that you needed and you reached out to them for? I think sometimes we can underestimate our inner circles, especially to the value and the skills that friends possess and colleagues possess, where they can help us. I had a specific issue happen at my home where a water main broke coming up to the house. While I evaluated the situation, I reached out to someone that was a friend through my wife, and he happened to be a master plumber. He's retired, though, and I just had a few questions for him. Upon hearing about my challenging situation, he couldn't help himself. He wanted to come over and get involved and get down and dirty. I think that's such an admirable trait, especially for someone that's retired from their field and has a few aches and pains of their own. As we struggled through that repair to figure out what was actually the source of the problem and correct it, we built a stronger relationship. My inner circle, I know, has now grown because of that particular situation that arose. How about you? Have you run in any particular situations? Maybe you had a flat tire, a dead battery, or had some type of situation where your car wouldn't start and you reached out to someone? These are unique opportunities, one, to be humble and ask for help, but two, to receive the help. Sometimes it's a lot easier to give than it is to receive. And as part of this Thanksgiving holiday week, it's good to just pause and reflect, as I mentioned in the intro. I have another friend and coworker that I've known for quite many years. He and I were talking the other day, and I was talking about my podcast and how I've gone through the struggles and growth with the audio equipment, the software, and getting the bandwidth out there, the network out there, so that I'm on multiple channels, multiple avenues. He was considering doing a YouTube channel, and he told me what it was about. I almost interrupted him. I know, not really good at 3P, powerfully placed pause, listening. That was one of my prior episodes. But I was just excited and had a really almost uncontrollable energy when he told me that he was interested in doing automotive repair YouTube channel. If any of you out there watch automotive repair or any type of process such as cooking or sewing or whatever it is, you probably know that when you go to watch something on a particular topic, you like to know a little bit about the background, but then you want to get right into the process. How do I go about fixing a flat tire? How do I go about sewing on a zipper? How do I go about cooking a certain meal? Well, my friend, he mentioned the fact that when he's looked at various automotive repair channels, and not all of them are the same, admittedly, he's seen a really long-winded people speaking, really long stories, and sometimes it's 20 or 30 minutes before they get to the good part, what they're truly interested in, which is the title of the YouTube video. The reason why I paused earlier and actually interrupted him in the conversation, I would fully support him and help him with his equipment setup, especially the recording aspect with the software. My friend is a mechanical engineer, and he has a very unique way about talking about repair situations and diagnostic situations. I happen to come from an automotive engineering background where I've done design work for well over 10 years in the performance field. However, sometimes when I look at situations, specifically personally with our vehicles, I may overcomplicate things because I'm an electrical engineer and I look at things in sometimes a really complex fashion. Sometimes the simplest answer can be the solution. And that's one thing that my friend is really good at. He's really good at breaking things down into bite-sized pieces when there are situations with vehicles and just evaluate them on a clear, structured basis. I think almost anyone interested in automotive repair would be highly interested in having something like that, where the topic is the title, and he clearly and quickly gets into the meat of the conversation and well explains the process he goes about for troubleshooting and diagnostics, as well as the repair process and confirming the final outcome that everything's fixed up and ready to go. Think about those connections that you have. Which ones are strongly positive? Which ones are your promoters and your fans? Make sure you know who those people are. And this would be a great time of year to reach out to them and thank them. Even if it's a short text, a short call, maybe even an email. The big thing about our networks, to have a really significant value, they need to be diverse. I recently went through something which was an engineering innovation training session. And the key topic that we learned was diversity is what brings out the greatest value. You see, people raised in different settings, different cultures, different countries, as well as their backgrounds, their education, all play roles in how they think. Kind of like we're pre-programmed. We all have a way of seeing things a certain way. And when you get a group of diverse people together, you're likely to get a bunch of different answers. The point behind that is that with your diverse inner network, with your diverse inner circle, you should have a variety of ways to get information, to share information, and to help your friends with information. One friend of yours or one peer or coworker could be a connection through you to another that's having a difficult time or struggling with a situation, whether it's at work, personal, maybe something to do with home repair or auto repair. Sometimes you might need to be that bridge, that connecting piece that brings two of your friends together that didn't happen to know each other. You might want to think about your inner circle with sticks between each friend or between each connection. Although all those sticks, all those connections join to you, they may not directly join to each other. If there's something that one of your friends, coworkers, or colleagues needs, and you happen to have someone in your inner circle that could help them out, reach out and ask, is it all right if I share your contact information with my other friend, my other coworker, because they're going through a particular struggle that I know you'd be really good with helping out or resolving. Maybe you'd have a different point of view than what they're attempting to do, and there might be an easier way to resolve this matter. I think you'll be surprised at how your friend will be appreciative of the fact that you reached out and thought of them and tried to build up an additional connection to them. Before I close today's podcast episode, there's one more key area we should discuss, and I definitely don't want to overlook. It's the value you possess. Not only should you be a connector piece in your inner circle network, but you could be a personally valuable piece, a personally valuable contributor to someone in your network. Step back and look at yourself. What values, education, or special skill set do you happen to possess? What have friends, family members, coworkers, or colleagues commented on as something that you do uniquely well? Maybe there's a particular hobby or trait that you have that could really help someone out. The bottom line, yes, we do appreciate when people give to us. It's great to receive, but it's also wonderful and a great time of year to give or give back. So for this holiday season, make sure you take the time to appreciate and reach out to those in your inner circle. I'm sure that everyone that you reach out to, even if it's been months or years, will be appreciative of that. Just a short note is all that's needed. Remember, Thanksgiving week should be a time where we give and receive blessings and thanks. Speaking about giving back, my team and I love to give back. Please visit our website, craigancel.com. That's CRAIGANCEL.com. We have a great free resources tab with a lot of information and free downloads. Explore it today. You never know how it might help you grow in your personal and professional journey. This is Craig Ansell. I've been your host of the Career Growth Made Easy podcast, episode 78, Evaluate Your Inner Circle. Thank you and have a wonderful Thanksgiving week. We'll talk to you next week. God bless. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to our channel. New episodes every Monday. In the meantime, why don't you follow us on social media at Craig Ansell on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. To book a coaching appointment, download our free guides, or join our email list, check out the links in the description below.